Hey guys, sorry for the horrible video quality once again. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna take off my glasses just because I hate seeing the reflection of the computer in my glasses. So, okay, sorry. Sorry, I promise tomorrow I will try to do better quality, but I just kind of wanted to turn on my camera today and just kind of ramble. I love this everyday YouTube thing. I love the YouTube feature of recording yourself and then just click upload and it's done, because usually then I have to like record it and then post it and it just takes forever. So I'm like, sometimes I'll record a vlog and I just won't even put it up because I'm like, it takes way too much time. But this way I can just talk to you guys and then it uploads. So it's like direct conversation kind of. Um okay, oh, give me 1 second, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, my mom's asleep and I didn't want to wake her, so I shut the door in here. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to talk. I've been thinking that there's a lot going on in my life, or a lot that's coming up, I guess, that I'm really anxious about. Like some of them are major life changes, some of them are just like new experiences and things like that. Um, For example, I'm applying to this leadership conference that's taking place in New York City next month, and I am just about finished with my application. I have a little bit more to go. Um, yeah, so I'm doing my application for that, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, I guess I'm nervous because, I'll be staying with a roommate if I get into the conference. And, well, I'm excited to go back to New York City because New York City means I get to see Wendy, who is amazing, and I'll probably get to stay with her after my conference is over. My conference is like 3 days, so I was so excited and honored to be asked to go to the conference, or I guess to apply for the conference. So I'm definitely doing it. It's just I hope I get in. So yeah, I'm just really anxious. That'll be like a little trip. I'll be in like a month. I'll be taking that if I get in. Um, what else? What else? Okay. Oh, well, my grandparents are going to be actually moving into my house. Well, their house is for sale right now, but when it sells and all that, they're going to be moving into my house. And I'm going to be moving to the basement, but I'm going to be moving to the basement like next month. So, um, because the basement is a little like apartment style, and I don't know, I guess it's kind of like practice for when I go away to college and things like that. And I'm really excited though because I really am excited to live down there and kind of have my own little space and stuff. It's just stressful because I have to pack up my entire bedroom, which has a crap load of stuff. I mean, I've lived in my bedroom for like 10 years. It's like all of that stuff. I've never like moved out of my bedroom or anything. So I'm just like, oh my god, it's gonna take me forever to do it, you guys, to pack and stuff. And I don't want to, but I have to. Um, so there's that. I guess it's a little bit of a stressful process moving, even though it's just downstairs. It's just like, I still have, it's like I'm moving because I have to pack everything up and in boxes and take it down there and unpack it and organize it and all that. So a very stressful process going on with that. Um, oh my god, I had like a list of 50 million things. Oh, well, I mean, a major life change in this category, I guess, would be graduating from high school, which I'm going to be doing next year. It's kind of, I don't really want to explain it, but I'm kind of like in high school and college at the same time. It's really hard to explain, but I'm going to be graduating from high school, next May or June or whatever. Um, and that's really exciting. It's definitely, exciting time. It's just like colleges, and I'm gonna have to start college applications probably in like September, October. So, yeah, it's a lot of work. um, and just, lots of different, I have a couple job opportunities that are kind of up in the air right now. Just like a lot of really anxious things that I like don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to do all of these things. Oh my god, it just seems like I do definitely have a lot of work to do left. In the rest of, I have like 2 months of summer left. Exactly 2 months. Like in 2 months, today will have been my first day of school. Um, So I have like 2 months of summer, and I have a lot to accomplish in those 2 months. I have lots. I can't believe summer is almost halfway over. It's like, OMG, how did that happen? Especially because I had a long summer this year. I mean, my summer is from the second week in May. Well, like, I got to school like May 10th, and it goes all the way till August, like 27th. So, I mean, that's a long time. That's like 3.5 months, and normally I have a month less than that in my summer, because like, and so that's because I'm on my college schedule. But in high school, you usually get out like the second week of June, not May. So I had a long summer, and that has been interesting, but it hasn't really felt long. So I don't know. What else do I want to talk about? I guess I don't know. Um, I do definitely have anxiety. I know these are more like world issues, but I have anxiety over the student loan things. Congress is going to be going to recess in 5 days. Well, like 4, because it's 11 p.m. of today. And, oh my god, it's stressful, because if they don't do something about it, student loan rates are going, the interest rate on student loans is going to double from 3.4% to, oh, I'm sorry, 3.2% to 6.4%. Um, and that's a really stressful thing, especially for somebody that is going to be going to college soon. And I'm responsible for a lot of my education. Like, about half of it I have to pay for. And that also doesn't include like living, which I'm like living expenses, which I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for a lot of my college education, basically, and everything beyond that I'm responsible for. So it just is a really stressful thing, because it's like, oh my god, if I have these, I'm gonna probably have like, at least 20,000 in debt, and if I don't get those paid off, I mean, well, like, I mean, imagine the interest percent rate with that. Yeah. So I'm like freaking out, because if Congress doesn't do something, I'm going to be screwed out of a lot of money. Like a ton of it, because it adds up. Like, you're like, oh, 3% interest rate, but when you consider if my student debt is like $30,000, you know how much like 3% of that is? That is like a lot of money. So how much would 3%? 1%? It'd be like an extra 3,000 some dollars, and because it's interest, it keeps climbing and all that if you don't pay it off, so it could even be more than that. Like, that is so much money, and I'm just freaking out if they don't do something. Um, I guess the other thing is like the election in November, especially like the presidential part of it. God, this is really freaky. Like, I mean, it's not, I mean, I do think Obama will win. I'm pretty confident in that. But I mean, there is a chance, of course. There's always a chance that he's going to lose to Mitt Romney, and that scares the hell out of me, because I don't think Mitt Romney is fit to be the president of the United States for so many different reasons. Um, the main, I guess, is just, I don't think he has what it takes overall to be president. I mean, if you look at him being governor of Massachusetts, his main, I guess, campaign promise was to create more jobs, and because in that time it was kind of getting into a little bit of a recession, and he was like, I know how to create jobs. I worked in the private sector my entire life. I know how jobs are created. And Massachusetts, at the end of his term as governor, was 47th in the nation in job creation out of 50 states. 47th. Um, and it's like, wow, yeah, you really know how to create jobs, Mitt Romney. Good job. And of course, he's outsourced a lot of jobs with his work at Bain Capital. And he's just done some really like questionable things, and I don't think he understands like a lot of the social issues stuff and foreign policy and international relations and things like that you really need to understand if you are president of the country, because that stuff's really important when we're dealing with other superpowers and things of that nature. Yeah, so that scares me. I guess the other major world issue is the ACA getting overturned. I really hope it does not get overturned. The Supreme Court is supposed to make some kind of decision on Thursday, and it scares the hell out of me, to be honest. I have this feeling they're going to overturn it, and oh my god, some people are like, oh, well, it's all about the individual mandate being constitutional or not, and they say, oh, well, we can maybe restructure the plan and stuff without the individual mandate, but I read this really awesome book about it, and basically without the individual mandate, the plan doesn't work. So I don't know how exactly we can restructure it. But even the Obama administration is probably already on top of it, so maybe they have something figured out. I don't know. But I guess for me personally, I mean, there's a lot to it. There's two main components that are really important to me that the ACA ensures for me, and one of them is birth control. On the Obama plan, obviously, as long as you're not employed by a religious institution, birth control is covered for you by your employer. And so I mean, it's indirect for me because I'm on my dad's insurance, which I will get to in a second. But it's important for me to have that, and I'm planning on going on some type of birth control soon, and to have to pay out of pocket for things, because I'm going to get a more permanent solution, which means hundreds of dollars. To have to pay out of pocket, what if you can't afford that? Like, what are you supposed to do? Just get pregnant? This is what I don't understand with the logic here, people. It's like, if you're basically saying, us providing birth control for, that's us, like, you know, oh my god, I'm not wording this correctly. I'm not wording it at all. Okay, when people say the government, or I guess private insurance, shouldn't have to provide you with birth control, a lot of that, of course, is moral reasons, which the government needs to stay out of morality. It's a simple logic thing. We just look at it that way. I guess, birth control just has a lot of stigmatization around it, and, people don't want to talk about it, and I think a lot of it is bringing the morality into it, which it shouldn't be brought in to the equation when we're talking about these kind of things, because you can make your decision, I can make my decision. Yeah, so basically this is how I would ask people to look at it that are not in favor of the government providing birth control. I mean, it's a health necessity for other reasons. 15% of women are on oral contraceptives for reasons totally other than preventing pregnancy. Like my mother had ovarian, the cysts and like scar tissue build up, and she had to be on birth control from the time she was a teenager because it would keep building up. And this is similar to the whole Sandra Fluke testimony thing. Like, her friend went through a similar thing. Oh, sorry. Okay, so here's how I'd ask people, finally getting to the point, to look at it. Okay, if we're not providing birth control for people, a lot of people aren't going to be able to afford it. 50% of women under age 30 have had trouble affording birth control at some point. So that's a huge number. So if some of those women end up getting pregnant and having unwanted children, and also if abortions are not accessible or legal, then we have all of these unwanted children running around, and the mothers are, if they can't afford birth control, then they're poor. So then we've got a bunch of poor children coming from bad home situations, just from that, having poor socioeconomic status and the different factors that come with social problems. Okay, so we're having all these children then running around that we don't need, and then they are getting people, they're getting pregnant, they're getting people pregnant, they're in jail, they're costing us money as a society, literally costing us dollars and cents, running through the justice system. There's tons of statistics that a lot of young mothers or children will end up in the justice system at some point, and in other ways, even like welfare and stuff. It's going to cost us money. So it's the preventative solution, it's the logical solution, it's the less costly solution to just give women birth control access and not have it come to having children that are basically um, not contributing to society. That's what it comes down to. So that's what I would ask people who don't understand that or aren't in favor. Sorry, I'm tripping over myself, but aren't in favor of the government providing birth control for people, well, employers, but whatever. I would ask you to think about that and think about just weighing the odds and weighing the cost to society just from a logical, statistical perspective, not thinking about the moral arguments and things of that nature. But yeah, so I don't know. Oh my god. Oh, the second point. The second point I didn't even get to. The other reason I'm worried is because under the ACA, instead of like 18, that's usually when you had to stop being on your parents' insurance. Um, People can stay on your parents' health plan until you're 26 years old. So out of college, I guess presumably having a job and things of that nature would be reason then that you wouldn't need your parents' help anymore. But, leading up to that through college and stuff, it's usually not really possible to get good health insurance. So if that does happen, then I'm not going to have health insurance next year. Actually, in like 6 months. That'll be great. That'll be awesome, not having health insurance. Yeah, that's gonna be just fabulous. It's gonna be like so great. It's gonna be such a party. Yeah, okay. I don't know exactly, because obviously it hasn't been, the plan is that I'm not saying my dad's health insurance until I'm 26, but if it does get overturned and I can't do that now, then I don't know exactly what the plan is. I don't know, do you get kicked off your parents' health insurance when you're 18? I don't really understand how that whole thing works, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm so proud of myself because I made a perfect bun. Like, isn't that... Oh, sorry. But isn't that, like, perfect? I'm, like, obsessed. Okay, I'm done rambling. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.